rainbow doesn't exist. The experience of the rainbow, however, does. That means if you were to fly up and go to where that rainbow is, you'd go right through. There's nothing there. What is it that makes colors the way they are? What is it that makes a banana yellowish in color? What gives it this color? What is the process that allows us to identify colors and have this experience that we later choose to describe with certain names like red for an apple or yellow for a banana? We used to think that our eyes had the property of shooting beam lights that allows us to look at something. But obviously that was a stupid hypothesis, because if that was true, we would be able to see in the dark. In fact, for us there would be no such thing as the dark. The concept wouldn't exist. What really happens when you look at something is that the object, surface, depending on its chemical structure of that surface, it will absorb and reflect some of the light that is shined on it. When there is no light, this is the dark, and that's why you can't see. There is nothing for it to bounce that light off into your eyes. When you look at an apple outside under the sun, what happens is the apple, which is red in color, absorbs all the wavelengths of the light rays that are coming from the sun, which is white, and white light is composed of all the colors in the spectrum. Because of the chemical structure of the apple, it happens to absorb all light frequencies, but it reflects off the red one, and that's the one we see. Our brains then interprets the color based on the message that's sent through the eye when it got to the retina that's behind the eye, and it interprets it, giving us the experience that we call the color red. This is true for all objects with color. They absorb and reflect some of the light, and that's what dictates what color they are. That means that the color we see is not necessarily its actual, real, objective color. The color we see is our brain's interpretation of the experience of the light bouncing off the object into our eyes and then decoded by our brains. There are frequencies and rays outside the visible spectrum that we can't even see, because that's what light is, right? Light is a wave. Or is it? I'm not going to get into that in this video today. But this is true for all objects, like I said. But what about the color black? Why are black things black? A black object is an object that absorbs all of the spectrum and it doesn't bounce anything off. Now, no object does that perfectly, because that is the hypothesized perfect absorber of all radiation, which is called in physics a black body. The perfect black body does not exist. The reason it's called black is because, like I said, it's black. And it's black because it absorbs all the light, giving us the experience of no color. But what about objects that change color? For example, a banana, which starts green when you get it from the store, and it starts changing into the color yellow as it ripens. How does that happen? The light doesn't change and it's still bouncing off. Well, do you remember what I said earlier, that this depends on the chemical structure of the surface or the object you're looking at? That's what happens here. The banana, as it ripens, the chemical structure of it is actually slowly changing. A ripe banana is not exactly like a banana that's just come out of the tree. The colors we see, like I said, are not actual and true. They might not be exactly the same, but they are our brain's interpretation of the experience that it gets when this phenomenon of seeing happens. And just like Anil Seth said, reality is a hallucination that we all agree on. That's what we call reality. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me rambling and just telling some random thoughts today. Like this video and share it for people who might find it interesting, and subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna make videos that are like this and videos that are not like this. If you're familiar with my content, you know it's good. I'll see you next time.